Hi, it's Linda. Today I thought I'd do something a little bit different. I've been seeing Rachel do her 100-day challenge videos, and one of them was for I think she was calling it a document folder, trifold folder. I've also seen it called a faux D document. And it has pages in it. They're clipped together with brads at the top and then folded up, and can be used however you'd like to use them in your journals. But I thought what I'd do is combine that idea with this idea, which is just, this is one I did a long time ago, and it's kind of like, oh, that's kind of overdone. But anyway, it's like a matchbook cover, but it has pages stitched here. It just slides under this flap down here to close it. So that's what I thought I'd do today, except I'm going to make it a little bit bigger, and I'm going to put the pages in here with the brads, like it would be in the document folder. And I'm using a master board that I made some time ago. It's on book page, and I don't really want this type to show up. So what I'm going to do is use some acrylic gesso and just go over that lightly, and then I'm going to put some tissue paper on top of that. And I'm going to just put my gesso on this paper here. I don't know how much of this I'm going to need. Probably not more than that. If I do, I'll come back to it. I'm just using one of these sponge brushes. I just basically want to kind of hide this type. It was from a novel that I don't particularly like the novel, so just push it to the background. And I think I'm going to put some stamping over it just for some texture back there. It's kind of pulling up my glue on that. And of course it wasn't enough. Okay. All right, I'm going to put that aside to dry. And hopefully those places will go back down where it kind of bubbled up there. The next thing I wanted to do was use this, which is just a mat that goes under a rug. And I've used it before. I kind of like the way it looks on a background. And just add some of that over this just to kind of make this text even further in the background where it's not really noticeable. This ink pad is Studio G, which is from Joann Fabrics, and it's pigment ink. It's acid-free. I think pigment ink means it's permanent. I'm a little unclear about that, but anyway, it's not an oxide anyway. So I need a piece of paper under there. All right. Let's see how this does. Maybe I'll start down here where it's going to be hidden behind the papers, and if I don't like the way it looks, it won't show too much. Crisscrossing a little bit there. Okay, that color is gold, and it has just a little bit of a sheen to it. You can't really see it that much. I think I want a little more something else on here. Actually, I think I will use a stamp that I've used before that has these dots on it, and just add a little bit of some brown on there. This is a stamp pad I've had a long time. It's a Ranger brand, and it's called All-Purpose Stamping Ink, and the color is Cocoa. So we'll see how this does. Once again, I'm going to start down here. Okay, that's good. I'm going to put it on this block, though, and have a little better control, I hope. This part will be under the papers. Okay. I'm going to put tissue paper over this, so hopefully it will tone everything down. Okay. I think this is probably dry already, so we can move on to putting the tissue paper over it. And what I've got is this, I think they call this ombre bands of color. And I think I want to put it on where it is to this side. The yellow and just a little bit of the green over there. I'm not that fond of that green. I'm just going to use my Elmer's Craft Bond. It's extra strength glue stick, permanent bond. And I'm going to use this big one because it covers more space and I hopefully can get a better bond on there. All right. Next, we're gluing. I think what I'm going to do is do this top half and get it situated and then go ahead and glue the bottom part. But I'm going to have plenty of glue around the edges. Hopefully this will work. Okay, let's just put it up close to the edge there and top. Smooth it down. Use my card. It's not too smooth right there. There, that's better. If I tear this, I'm not going to be very happy with myself. It's hard to get paper to lay down flat, so that's why I'm peeling it back up, see if I can smooth it down with the card and get it on there smoother. We'll see. Oops, I'm starting to tear the paper there. Guess I better quit that. Okay, that's pretty good. I'll go on with this down here. Okay. Actually, I think I'm going to do this in two parts, and maybe I can get it smoothed down better that way. Did better, I think. Actually, I think I'm going to just take that off right there at that fold. Just use this. Just to keep the bulk down. I mean, that tissue paper is not much bulk, but all right, give it a good press down. I just need to take that off on that edge. What I'm going to do is just take my sanding sponge. I'm going to use the rougher side of it, and I'm just going to go across that edge. It's kind of like a torn edge after you've done that. A little bit rough, but not too much. And then the rest of it just kind of peels off like that. is our very bright inside cover. We have the plain outside, and then we have psychedelic, yes. I'm just trying to decide if I want to do anything to tone this bright color down and what it would be if I did. I could gesso over it again, but I don't really want to do that. I could keep it like that. I could put a lighter color tissue paper over it. I could put white over it, and that would tone it down. Or I could just put my pages in, and then you're only seeing that part. And is that too bright? It's pretty bright. I decided to put this piece of it's the white backing on a colored napkin that had a print on one side of it. And I'm going to put this over this tissue paper and tone it down some more. Mainly because I don't mind the color of it, but with this, it just seems awfully bright. So, here we go. I think what I'm going to do is just go down that green strip and put this on there and then continue working. So, we'll see what happens. Put this over here so I don't go off the edge too much. Hopefully this is going to work out to be something I like and not just an exercise in gluing. We'll see. I may go over the edge so I make sure that I don't have an edge showing that is not covered. Okay, it's not sticking down right. Okay. That's giving it a little texture right there with those diamond designs on there. They're mainly going away, but there's a little bit there. Anyway, we'll see what happens here. This may not be the best way of doing this with this. This is not as strong, it doesn't feel like, as that tissue paper was. I was having a little better luck getting it glued down. I think I'm going across now. I've chickened out on the little by little part. Let's see what happens. This is using a lot of glue stick. It's got glue on it. It's getting on my paper on the other side. Okay. Little wrinkles right there. You know what? We're just going to say, oh, that's just a little added texture. I don't particularly like that line there, but that's okay. Edge. It's not stuck there. That's going to be behind the papers, so hopefully it won't be a problem. And I could probably go over this with some Mod Podge or something to protect it, but I'm not sure I want to do that right now. So I'm just going to take this edge off of here like I did with the tissue paper and hope it works. Okay, let's peel that off. Okay. Anyway, here we go. I don't know if that is a better match with the outside or not, but at least it's not quite so neon, 70s neon. I think I am going to round these two corners. I hope I can do it without getting it stuck in the corner rounder. Here we go. That time. In that time pretty well. I don't know, that needs to be trimmed off right there. Tissue paper is sticking out a little bit. I'm holding it against my light here to see what I'm cutting. Also, I'm going to cut these corners around too. I think that would just look better. And I do them both ways because this corner rounder seems like it wants to not make it completely round. It has a kind of a squared, straight place there. But if I do it both ways, that takes care of that. All right, now we're down to this part. I think what I'm going to do is punch my holes in the back. Decide where I want them on the back. I want them to go through this paper. It's the smallest piece I have, so I want to be sure it goes through that. But I want to be sure and make the holes in the paper right too. So I'm probably going to mark them after I cut these holes. And I put one here and the other one right there. Actually, I probably don't want them that high. This one is too high. Down here. And down there. Okay. For better, for worse. Use my mother's old punch for making belts. Put in eyelets and belts. And punch it there. And punch it there. Well, hopefully that works with this. Yes, okay. And I'm going to have this one come up just a little bit higher because it's a small piece of paper. So I'm going to circle that and circle that. Whoops. Okay. This one, pull it down like that. So, oh, I should tell you what papers I'm using. This is a page out of a Danish translation book, like for a trip that you could, these questions or these sentences that you need translated, and it gives you the words, and then it gives you how it sounds, how you say it. So I had taken an example of a flower design and just drew it on here and colored it with watercolors. This is a piece of music page that I put coffee on. The back doesn't have coffee on it. This is a piece of parchment paper that I coffee dyed, and it's the Reynolds Kitchen. I know you can't see that, but it says Reynolds Kitchens on it, and it has a grid pattern on it, and it looks like it's a little bit crooked. I'm just going to tear this side just a tiny bit off up here. Just go down like that. Doesn't have to be straight. There. Kind of straight, but not really straight. This is a page out of a composition notebook, and I coffee dyed it, and the blue lines really bled. So it has a lot of blue on it. So that goes there. This is a piece of paper out of a trigonometry and algebra book, and I also coffee dyed it. I sprayed these pages, and that one I think I sprayed it too. I think that was done some other time. Papers that you could either take out and use somewhere else in your journaling, or that you could just write in this little book. I don't know how well you can write on parchment paper. It has that slick surface on it, so maybe a pen that has a permanent ink in it might work. I don't know. Haven't tried that yet. But if the coffee sticks, then something else should too, I guess. Okay, we have that. And our music page. In this package. And I'm going to put a clip on this because papers have a way of shifting around when you don't want them to. I'll put 2 clips on it. Better safe than sorry. Okay, let's see here. That goes there. That goes there. I'm going to scoot it down just a teeny tiny bit. Like that. Okay, I'm going to punch it and hope for the best. There and there. That looks pretty good. Okay, I have brads here somewhere. I pulled them out earlier. I don't know where there they are. Hiding from me. I'm going to put the brads so they're on this inside part, I think. The other option would be to put them in from the back, and you'd have the brad out here. I'll take that off. Actually, I think I may put the brads on the outside and then just cover up the legs of that with some round circles or something decorative on the inside. Okay. Get thee in there. There we go. Turn it sideways. And this one. Okay. Now this, hopefully, will just slide in here. I'm going to have to trim it off a little bit because it's not going down far enough. Or else I can just fold it there and it'll have a little spine in it. I think that'll be fine. Fine with the spine. Press that down with my bone folder. Like that. This side. Okay. Now, this is a 1-inch circle. Or the other option is I could just run some washi tape across there. I think that's what I'm going to do instead. And just cover that up. I have this that has butterflies on it. I wonder how that would look. Whoops. I kind of like that. I think I may just put that on there. Little row of butterflies. Yeah, I think it needs a little something on the cover. I was thinking about using a doily on there. I bought these little bags at the Dollar General store, and they're $25, and it was $1. I think that might have been a special deal or something, but anyway, they were, I got white ones and brown ones. I could put white ones on here. Let's see. This tag is a little bit short for that. It can be a little bit taller. I may do a new tag. And I might just turn it sideways or something like that. I also have, I don't know if the brown one looks better or not. It goes with that. I also have this sticker I thought about using on there of the daffodils. I'm back. I made a change here. I decided I didn't like that line of butterflies, that it looked too straight across. So I just cut out a couple and I actually put a tea bag over the fabric and then put the butterflies on top of that. Decided on what I'm going to do here. I'm going to do the doily, and then I'm going to put the brown paper sack over that, and I made a little tag to go in the bag. And I'm going to put a decal on that. And I wanted to tell you how I made these tags. This tag makes a tag that is this size, which as you can see is shorter than the one I'm using. And what I did when I ran it through my Big Shot machine is I started up here and I just ran it, well, let me show you one of these. I made several sizes here. I ran it like down to here, and then I took it off and repositioned this down as far as I wanted my tag to be. And I put it through, I turned it around, if this is the machine up here, and I ran it through the machine until it crossed over where this first cut was. And so that's how I made the tags longer. This is one I had before. It's the original size. And then I tried a couple of other sizes. This one got messed up. I put some washi tape on it to hold the die in place. And this paper is really soft, and the washi tape pulled the surface off of it. So I may put butterflies or something over that and use it later. And this one I thought was just too tall and too brown. So anyway, I'm going with this one, and I put a butterfly on it. And I'm going to see if I can rub that down just a little bit more to make it blend in better. That's a little better. Okay. So I'm going to put this doily on, and I think I'm just going to use my glue stick. Definitely want the paper under this because it's got so many holes in it. I have glue everywhere. And it may be slicing off the glue edge too, so we'll see how that goes. I may actually add some other glue on this. Some Fabri-Tac. I'm just going to glue these little roses down in this and come back around the edge to glue it so it stays stuck down. I think the rest of it will be okay since I have the glue in the middle. If it's still sticky, which I think it is. Okay. Just going to place this kind of as best I can centered there. That's going to be covered up with the bag, so it won't show. Okay, maybe that's glued enough. Now I don't want this to be straight up and down. I want it to go sideways like that, just to kind of have a little interest to it. And then this will slip in here. I put lace. I stapled that on there and put that butterfly on there from the washi tape roll. So I'm going to glue this down with Fabri-Tac also. I'm going to put that about like that, I think. And I have some stickers. These are some 3D stickers that pop-up is what they call them, that I got at Dollar Tree. And I use the bicycle and a few other things already. Okay, I'm going to use this, I think is what I'm going to put on there. The pansies. I had some jonquils I liked better for this, but I only have one sticker with jonquils on it, and I kind of wanted to put something on the tag also. And I don't like these bunny ears sticking up here. I don't know what that is. I guess it's leaves, but it looks weird to me, so I'm just going to take those off. Now, I hope that didn't look too strange without them. I just didn't like the bunny ears. Okay. Put that on there like that. And what do I do with it? Here it is. Let's see if I want to put this one on here. Oh, that may be too much with the butterfly. I think I like it without it better. So I'll put that back on here. Use it on something else. I could have used the jonquils instead. Oh well. I think I'm going to put a little word on there of some kind. I think I'm going to put live on there. And I think I'll just use this brown ink. Okay. Got a little bit of smoosh there, but that's all right. And there's a place to write on the back. So I'm going to leave the tag sticking up a little bit just to show the butterfly a little better. So that's my Matchbook document folder, I guess is what we'll call it. Papers in here. Places to write. I wanted to show you a few ideas of how you could use this piece now that we have it finished. And one of the ways is it could be a cover decoration on a journal. This is my Yellow Sunshine or Yellow Rose of Texas journal. And I made it really too big to go on this one. But I have some other plans for this cover. But that's an idea that it could be on a cover of a book. Or it could be clipped to a page. I think, like I said, it would be sticking out of this. I think you could clip it there, like if you put a clip at the top, perhaps. Like that. It could be in this book. Like that. That would work. Or it really wouldn't glue in this book because it's just a little bit too wide. But I have this journal, which was the first one I ever made for an altered book, and the pages in it are a little bit wider. So it could be glued into this journal. It could be glued on 3 sides and leave the top open, and you could put a tag in the top, maybe even sticking up a little bit. This would go down far enough in there, but you might want to leave it sticking up and have the lace sticking out the top of your book. Or you could do these 3 sides and put things in from this side, which might be something that's smaller, a little pad of paper or something like that. It could also be a place to hold special papers, like if you had some that you just wanted to protect, something that was, say, an old letter or something like that that you wanted to protect in your journal. You could add it into this book. In that case, you might want to do something different than putting holes in it. But you could put clips on this edge, I think, if you were doing that. Or you could have it for, like, pre-stamped images. I did these on tissue paper. And you could just have several stamps used and make multiple pages in this. And then you would have them where you could tear them out and glue them on your page, which would be handy if you were going to a workshop or something like that and you didn't want to take all your stamps. You could just take this little booklet with images already stamped that you could use on your project. It would also be a neat little piece to be in a Happy Mail. And you could add other fun things in there for somebody else to use. So that's some ideas I had for this piece. I'm sure there are other ways it could be used. And if you think of something else, and I'd like to hear what it is, and leave me a comment. Hope you enjoyed working with me on this today. And if you make one yourself, I'd like to see a link to it. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.